Intermittent fasting is currently the world's most popular health and fitness trends. People all over the world are using it to lose weight, improve their health, and simplify their lifestyle. Numerous studies have shown they can have a powerful effect on your body and brain and may actually help you live longer. So today in this video, I'm gonna give you one-on-one on intermittent fasting and one of the biggest reasons why I actually stopped it. Don't get me wrong, I still implement parts, bits and pieces of intermittent fasting in my daily life, but I no longer do it fully. So let's begin. Make sure to smash the like button underneath the video if you have not done already, because as you may know, it's gonna be an awesome video just like any other videos that I post on this channel. And if you have not done that already, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz. Now let's get back into it. So for those that don't know, intermittent fasting is actually an eating pattern which cycles fasting with eating. It doesn't specify the foods that you should eat, but rather when you should eat them. That's why it's not really a diet in the conventional sense, but rather an eating pattern. Some of the more common intermittent fasting methods involve either a 16-hour fast or a 24-hour fast twice a week. Fasting has been a practice throughout human evolution. Ancient gatherers didn't have refrigerators or supermarkets or food available to them 24/7, and therefore every time they would go and hunt for it, they had to be in a fasted state, which means without food for an extended period of time. As a result, us as human species have evolved to be without food for long periods of time naturally. And in fact, it's actually much better for the body to go without food for like a few hours and have these long breaks in between eating, as opposed to constantly eating 5 or 6 times a day, as you know, you probably have heard the mainstream fitness advice that is usually given to people or heard like in the media. Fasting is also often done for spiritual and religious reasons. There are several different ways of doing intermittent fasting, and it usually involves splitting your day or a week into fasting and eating periods. During fasting period, you either eat super duper little or you don't eat anything at all, and most of the time it usually just involves drinking plenty of water, keeping yourself hydrated, or drinking tea, or just something liquid like a light 0-calorie or super low-calorie liquid to just keep you energized somehow, and of course hydrated. And then when you get to eating period, you're pretty much free to eat whatever it is that you want, whatever foods you prefer, and follow whatever diet you like to follow. This can actually be super awesome because you know, you're able to satisfy yourself to the fullest and actually feel satiated and good about yourself and enjoy your meal to its fullest. That's what I like about IF, and that's what gravitated me towards it in the first place. But I am gonna get into why exactly I stopped it, and for now we're just... So there are 3 main methods of incorporating IF into your lifestyle, and the first one being this one. It's also called lean gains, and you basically skip breakfast and then fast for 16 hours with an 8-hour eating window. For example, you get up at 8 o'clock and then you don't eat until 1 p.m. and then anytime from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. you are allowed to eat, and then you have that 16-hour fasting period, which also includes your sleep, and then you just repeat it all over again the next day. Then there is Eat Stop Eat. I actually tried it and I like doing it periodically, maybe every 6 months or so, as a detox method. This involves fasting for 24 hours twice a week. It's great. It's just me as a woman, it's a little challenging, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I can only handle it ever so often. And then the last but not least, the 5 to 2 diet. With this method, you consume only 500 to 600 calories on non-consecutive days of the week, and then you resume eating as normal the other 5 days. And because you're restricting your calories by choosing the appropriate pattern that works for your specific schedule and lifestyle, you are able to promote weight loss that way. A lot of the people prefer the very first method out of the three because it is the simplest, most sustainable, and easiest to stick to. It's also the most popular. But obviously, you do you, boo, and you choose whichever method you prefer that works for you personally, that works for your schedule, lifestyle, yada yada, you know what I mean. The most common reason that people would give IF a try is obviously weight loss, but there's so much more that you get out of this method and eating pattern that I cannot even fit into this video. I mean, there is hormonal improvements and cell renewal and prolonged lifespan, and I just can go on and on and on. Obviously, because you're limiting your meal consumption to few meals a day, it promotes the reduction of calories, therefore it reduces your body fat levels and you lose weight, lose body fat. It's that simple. It lowers your insulin, it increases your growth hormone, it renews your cells, it reduces inflammation. It's just amazing. And because of these changes in hormones, your metabolic rate goes up, which means you burn more calories at rest. Here are more health benefits that you get with intermittent fasting. Obviously, weight loss. As mentioned above, intermittent fasting is incredible for reducing your body fat without continuously restricting yourself and limiting yourself with food. 2, inflammation. Some studies show reduction in markers of inflammation, a key driver of many chronic diseases. 3, insulin resistance. Intermittent fasting can reduce insulin resistance, lowering blood sugar by 3 to 6% and fasting insulin levels by 20 to 31%, which should protect against type 2 diabetes. 4, heart health. Intermittent fasting may reduce bad LDL cholesterol, blood triglycerides, inflammatory markers, blood sugar, and insulin resistance, all risk factors for heart disease. Number 5, cancer. Animal studies suggest that intermittent fasting may actually help prevent cancer. IF increases the brain hormone BDNF and may aid the growth of new nerve cells. It may also protect against Alzheimer's disease. And also, of course, anti-aging. Intermittent fasting can extend lifespan in rats. Studies showed that fasted rats lived 36 to 83% longer. Wow. Wow. That's exactly why I got into IF. There's a very specific reason why I no longer do it religiously as I used to. Intermittent fasting can actually help you make things easier because you no longer have to plan, cook, and clean up after as many meals as before. And that's exactly why it is so popular nowadays among a lot of the people, because let me just say, it's super life hacking and it just makes your life so much easier because you don't need to think about food all the time. It improves your health and simplifies your life at the same time. With intermittent fasting being so great in so many different ways and so popular among the life hacking crowd, and not only, right? Like a lot of the people gravitate towards intermittent fasting these days because it's really simple, easy to follow, and the benefits are amazing. But again, just like everything else, it's not for everyone. And I actually found some evidence that intermittent fasting may not be as beneficial for women as it is for men. For example, one study showed that it improved insulin sensitivity in men, but and of course, my microphone had to die right when I was filming the second part of the video, and yeah, that's why I have to film it all over again. Now, so where were we? Obviously, intermittent fasting doesn't work as well for women as it does for men. For example, one study showed that it improved insulin sensitivity in men, but worsened blood sugar control in women. And this, I'm reading this from the Healthline article, by the way. Though human studies on this topic are unavailable, studies in rats have found that intermittent fasting can make female rats emaciated, masculinized, infertile, and cause them to miss cycles. That was like number one thing that scared me, and I honestly yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good to find that out. Like, I definitely don't want to be masculinized or become infertile, start missing cycles, any of that. I mean, they tested lots of things on rats before they did it on humans, and it just proves that women should not go so hardcore on intermittent fasting as much as men do. That's it. There are a number of anecdotal reports of women whose menstrual period stopped when they started doing IF and went back to normal when they resumed their previous eating pattern. I mean, it just shows you right there, you know? For these reasons, women should be careful with intermittent fasting. They suggest that they should follow separate guidelines, like easing into the practice and stopping immediately if they have any problems like absence of menstruation. They also say that if you have issues with fertility and or are trying to conceive, consider holding off on intermittent fasting for now. This eating pattern is likely also a bad idea if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Also, they suggest that people who are underweight or have a history of eating disorders should not fast. And it kind of explains why, right? That's why intermittent fasting is not something that anybody needs to try or needs to do. It is simply one of many lifestyle strategies that can help improve your health and well-being. There are other factors that you should focus on, and they include paying attention to your sleep, eating good vitamin-rich and nutritious food, and of course, exercise daily. If you don't like the idea of fasting, or you are an avid practitioner of 5 or 6 meals a day, then it's okay. You can just click off this video and go about your busy day. I'm not gonna get offended. I won't take it personally. It's all good. Because at the end of the day, there is no one size fits all when it comes to nutrition. The best diet for you is the one that you ultimately can stick to, and that is what's going to determine your long-term success. It's safe for me to say that intermittent fasting can work better for some than others, and if you have not tried it yet, the only way to do it is to just go for it and test it out. If you notice that your body feels good without eating every 2 to 3 hours, you will definitely find intermittent fasting a sustainable way of eating. By the way, let me know in the comments below if you have tried intermittent fasting, what you think of it, what your thoughts are, how you felt during practicing it. Share with your girl. I love chatting with you down in the comment section. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it some love by smashing the like button underneath. Also subscribe if you have not done that yet, and ring the bell to never miss another upload from yours truly. And that's it.